from RRQ to deny Kin of his power hero, both the Phobias and the Arlet. They're gonna go for the Claude. Super safe pick. Ooh, but now it has mana again, so you know, maybe might want to be much more calculative towards that. The XP though, what do you go for here?
Uranus?
Uranus.
They just want to get like a front line? No, they go for the Arlet regardless.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, again, it's Kin, right? You want him on playmaking heroes, and the pairing of Khalid and Arlet, that sets up a lot of potential for pickoffs or fights.
How are they gonna address the Arlet versus Phobias matchup though, Rashi?
Well, the Phobias I think is will have some advantages, but with the trio mid roaming from DEWA, they might try and skew the balance that way using ganks instead. Now for RRQ though, how do they want to play this out, man? Something safe would be nice here. Something with good kiteback potential, some crowd control too.
Oh, a Granger, carry.
We did see a Brody by the way, but
Yeah,
probably
carry.
not. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's a bold pick, I feel.
Very bold. RRQ HOSHI bounce back from a rocky start. Or will they end deep down in the trenches? This is game 1 of match 1 between DEWA United and RRQ HOSHI.
I think, again, if RRQ can stick their first win for Season 17 in this match, while DEWA United, of course, they would love to get the win here to solidify themselves in a 5-win record. It's game 1, folks, and keep in mind, it's Super Toy deployed, not Hiroki.
Ooh. In the mid lane, it's looking kind of tough. The zoning from Octa here is so annoying. The Yeve can clear to a degree, but not level 1 at least. Quick battle spell checks, already 2 purifies for the side of DEWA. They're gonna need it. They wanna deal with the Cho and the Guinevere. So let's see how that plays out. It has to be a tempo attempt here from RRQ. Whoa.
Oh, that's gonna be a quick pick off there, almost. But Enoch still able to recall. No battle spells triggered, so A-okay.
Looking at the emblems by you here, put yourself together for both mid laners, trying to make plays, be active around the map themselves. On the other side, everything else seems pretty standard, but the Master Assassin still picked up by Maybe. He's running the fighter emblem still. Some people are thinking that with after the patches, it might be better to go with the other alternatives, Marksman and Common Emblem.
We did see all the Claudes yesterday play the fighter emblems in. His flicker forced out. So yeah, the fighter emblem still definitely very, very reliable for the Claude. We saw yesterday how strong the Claude was. Especially, I think Kelra was one of them as well in the match against Evos. But facing the trio mid of DEWA, does RRQ really want to fight them head-on, Arashi, or do they really want to counter-engage?
Ooh, I mean, with this composition, especially in the first turtle, they want to go head-on, man. They have the Phobias, and that's why you can see Super Ken already babysitting him to try and get the level 4 advantage. And they have to clear now. They're trying to see if they can get Kin trying to get level 4, but they're rotating. There should be a turtle pick for RRQ.
Seems like RRQ is on the turtle. Octa here, pressuring Yeskill. Half HP. Enoch trying to provide cover. Also below half HP. And now the turtle will be reset by Super Tan. And Super Tan trying to zone out Mueza, players of DEWA United in general. That's going to be a knockoff. Real world population now in the back. That's going to be Enoch. Very low, taken down by Mueza. Nolan finds an angle to take the turtle. And that's going to be a 1-for-1 plus DEWA United gets the turtle, got the turtle. And that's Mueza popping the flicker to get out of that sticky situation.
Who won that trade, Arashi?
Has to be DEWA, man. Turtle plus 1 kill. Especially against a Phobias, against a Yeve, you know. The RRQ, they settled for this composition that has so much combo, so much ways to work together, and yet they kind of split apart in that fight. So DEWA took advantage of it and used the Soul Sever advantage to go and secure the neutral objective. I mean, good looks from DEWA, man.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful start for DEWA. But that was the brilliance of DEWA just pushing into the turtle pit. All predictions by Gope. We have a zigzag again from yesterday. And look at the MVP from Papulong, R7.
Oh,
Is he still coaching behind? I don't think so.
that's interesting. That's a kick though. On towards Mueza. Take a look at the combination. The crowd
Mueza?
control chain from the Kings of Kings. Finding one. That's going to be Dolan and Mueza taken out as well. RRQ shifting their gears.
That is the combo we want to look for. The pick off. Super Dan, 1v1.
against Kin. That's a stun. Kin looking for the slice and dice, but Dan here looking for the outplay. That's a connection.
Super Dan?
Kin trying to hold on, looking for a lifesteal. That's the regeneration pop. He jumps back in! And that's gonna be Kin outplaying Super Dan in the bottom side of the map.
It's a bait, man. Dolan comes in for the secure right there. After the great two-man pick from RRQ, you see again the power of the spatial migration with the Violet Requiem. There's so many ways for RRQ to set things up, but they can't underestimate DEWA, man. DEWA is matching their early game aggression.
It's very, very fast-paced now for both teams, as expected because of Cryo mid. Edoc spacing away. Super Ken still unnoticed.
Yeah, Ken finally showing. That's gonna be the crowd control. Violet Requiem, real world manipulation, locking Ken down. Super Ken still able to get out. That's gonna be where's that cancel? The BMI towards the back. Where's that healed himself? But Super Dan here trying to zone members of DEWA United. Being a nuisance while the turtle will be secured by RRQ.
Beautiful win from RRQ HOSHI. They want more!
They want the purple buff. It's this too greedy though. Dolan very low. Tuyo still able to find an angle to get out. And that's gonna be mid lane actually chunked by Super Toy. Intelligent MLBB that RRQ is showing.
The purple was stolen away from Dolan there. I'm surprised he didn't get picked off there. It seemed that the spatial migration was timed perfectly, but Dolan got out of it. So good on DEWA, but they have lost their purple on their carry jungler that requires that resource. Now RRQ, they're finally getting some steam here. Not too late to start snowballing, but Toy.
Inches away. Edoc's looking for something. But that final slash was teasing on him, Super Dan. Like, no!
2v2 towards top lane! Violet Requiem, Super Dan set things up. And that's gonna be a kill on towards the Claude, an important kill for RRQ.
And seems like they're manifesting their namesake, Super. Both Super Ken and Super Dan. Aggressive gameplay. They were able to pick off maybe. That's an important kill towards the marksman.
That's very good, man. Raid boss Super Dan right now doing a great job. He wasn't really participating in the first team fight, right? Kind of kited away from. But afterwards, he's been a complete nuisance in the faces of DEWA United. A 2k gold lead advantage. So far, nothing big has fallen except for that mid turret. That means RRQ will have a big rotational advantage though. And when you have a Gwyn and a Cho, it's dangerous to have your jungle so exposed for DEWA.
Well, super play from RRQ. Like they're able to get trades all across the map, and Super Toy is gonna shred and munch down this turret. Now Edoc again with his presence with the Cho, very aggressive, taking space into the jungle of DEWA United. As the turtle will spawn in 5 seconds, they're gonna have to address the wave down bottom. Super Toys gonna push that into the bottom side turret, and Kid is there to respond. And Octa, he buys the rapid boots, so he wants extra movement speed. It seems like.
Especially against the Yves, there's a lot of slows thrown around. The rapid boots will allow him to kite away, but also regen. As Mueza getting chunked pretty low here.
Yeah, still half HP stun though. Real worm relation will lock things down. And Super Dan will be the first one to fall as DEWA United will find the trade. RRQ collecting the final turtle, while DEWA, they get Dan.
As planned for RRQ, technically, it's unfortunate that Dan had to give his life for it, but so far, so good. But again, RRQ, they're not looking for turtles, they're looking for lords, right? To get a clean end to this game, they have to extend the gold lead even more, but DEWA has been able to mitigate the difference and keep it at about 2.3k.
Well, beautiful, beautiful play. Again, just sacrificing Dan for the greater good, as the audience prediction now by GoPay favors the Kingdom a lot more, 57% still. The faithful Kingdom, believing that the Kings of Kings might want to pick up a win here. But I would want to argue that most of the fights that DEWA, or rather RRQ has taken, is without Super Toy really being present there, you know?
Yeah.
The carry damage isn't even noticeable. And when you have him ready with his items, that will be much more advantageous to RRQ then.
I think right now the concern for DEWA is that there's not a single target they can shut down to really win the team fights. And right now, at least until the 15-minute mark, Super Dan, Super Ken, Super Toy, and Yehezkiel all can do damage, can change how the fight goes. So with their composition, they can burst down one guy, they can target down one member. It's hard to actually control all 4 members at the same time.
Yeah.
That will give Super Toy a big window to carry the fights in the later stages as well.
Yeah, they need to peel for him as well because he will be the ultra carry in the late game. Ice Queen's one for Yves, for Yazkiel. He's gonna need that to slow down DEWA even more because of how mobile the DEWA players are. But a cross-map trade down bottom will be taken by Maybe to respond to the push up top. So now DEWA, they need to try to win this little skirmish later on with the Lord, but they can still defend it.
Right now, Swift Trinity is completed for Super Toy. And on top of that, with the double one combo, DEWA, they can move a lot, but they can't move backwards all that easily. They have a lot of good chase built in. Sky Piercer for Octa though. Let's see if that's enough to really swing the fights in their favor. This is the game-changing moment, man. This will decide the course of the rest of the game, this first Lord.
Yep, the Sky Piercer very heavily favored by Octa. He was able to get 14, 15 kills. Even 20, I can't quite remember last week with that juice in Sky Piercer. But they're dancing on the Lord. DEWA inching closer. They're gonna play a game of chess here, but I think both sides have the advantage because of the waves pushing in. Super Dan.
That's a good engage for DEWA. My goodness, the cancellation by Super Ken with the Violent Requiem. And there you go, Super Toy finds the triple kill. RRQ. Wow, what a recovery.
That carry damage, man. So good. And welcome back, Super Toy. He bagged that triple.
What the heck is that damage, my guy? Did you see that? Dolan,
Yeah.
after taking 4 hits, chunked down, the passive chunked down for almost a quarter of his HP. That's ridiculous, man. It's a great setup again. Super Dan taking away all the attention, and Yehaskiel and Super Ken and Edop can all, you know, take turns engaging for RRQ, and DEWA has no idea. There is no way they can predict who will start things off.
Wow. Whoa. Edok. He's gonna go for more. He's gonna get pulled on back.
Oh, that's a flicker. That's a Sky Piercer stack activated here by Octa. RRQ, they cannot overheat.
Yeah, they need to be careful giving away the Sky Piercer stack to the Juiced. That in the late game will be very scary to face off against. But Super Ken once more, Dolan.
Getting jumped on by the Requiem under the turret. Super Ken! Just under the turret, that's a mistake! And DEWA United, they will abuse that mistake. They got Edok earlier, and they will get the triple kill here as Octa will claim another 3 stacks. So that's another 30 on that Sky Piercer.
These mishaps cannot happen, man. These little mistakes that keep on coming for RRQ Hoshi. The replay, Arashi, break it down to us.
That's so unfortunate, man. They try to play for the tempo. If they can pick Dolan off, by all means, this is a great moment. But at this point, when you have the gold advantage, why risk it, right? Why go for the dive on the dive composition? You've seen the carry just get a triple kill. Why would you expose that carry to danger? The gold that has swung over to DEWA right now. And RRQ just got a single turret for their troubles when they have all the cards in their hand.
Net negative Lord push.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Negative Lord push. That's something new, I would say. But it's very disheartening to see RRQ playing a very good early game, transitioning well to the mid game, and then they pull off these little mistakes. That has been occurring consequentially every week. Up against Megatron, that was one of the cases as well, and then that little dive. But is it safe to say that that could cost them the game, or is there still a window for RRQ, Arashi?
By all means, the late game for RRQ isn't bad at all. I mean, Super Ken on the Gwent even scales well, right? Along with the carry and Yves. On the flip side for DEWA, they actually require a bit more of a snowball, but maybe becomes the big factor here. That Blazing Duet can damage everyone at the same time, and that's an advantage that RRQ don't really have. And he has the Malefic Gun built up right now.
Wow.
As opposed to the Wind of Nature that Super Toy went for. So RRQ, they have to pick their moments properly. They don't even need to force some of these dives, man.
Yeah. Oh, Edok below 50%. That's a flicker. Octa.
Sky Piercer.
Oh, with the Lantern Flare, finds that kill. Another stack on the board. That's a raging Sandstorm towards the back, but Mueze now. Very low. Super Dan trying to hold on, but Super Toy gets a kill, and Dan will be traded now to 1-for-1, 2-for-1 rather, but RRQ, they will not go further as the Lord is going to be their next target.
Oh, I thought it was gonna go for more. Super Toy's gonna hide in this bush. Who will he be going for, Super Toy?
Still has that flicker.
Maybe.
Maybe. Uh-oh, has a BMI.
Ouch.
Needs to regain his
Toy!
Toy! Toy! You're in the jungle of DEWA United Super Toy! Welcome back to MPL ID.
Inhuman from Super Toy. Dolan 1v1 with Super Ken.
It's personal. The rookie going about Super Ken. This time,
Whoa!
the veteran finds the solo.
Ah!
In the bottom side of the map, though, Octa will claim that shutdown as he is godlike.
What the hell is happening? Arashi!
It's just outplays upon outplays, man. RRQ going for the Lord.
They're forcing it.
Regardless, there's no steal chance from there. What the red tree is available in 8 seconds. RRQ, how are they going to play this?
That's gonna be the Zushin actually kicked. Reaching Sandstorms on towards you. That's a knockup from the Lord. Octa Toronto zone. Edok away. Kin is in the fray, but Super Ken claims the Lord. Now Edok isolated. No flicker, I believe, on him. That's gonna be the airborne. That's gonna be Octa claiming the legendary. My goodness, the stacks on the Sky Piercer, it's maxed.
Danger zone.
Man, what the heck is going on right here? There's so many back and forths, but RRQ with the Lord, I think they're okay now. Unfortunately, again, they don't have a gold advantage to work with, so if this comes down to a base siege scenario, it's down to execution, man. There is no gold lead for RRQ to abuse. Super Ken? All right,
Okay.
not getting jumped on as they are trying to clear the Lord of quite a far distance from their base. This might be a dangerous call, but RRQ are taking their time. Oh,
They cleared the mid wave, so it's okay. DEWA United, they can utilize this space.
Yeah, and they have a slow push as well down bottom. It's gonna crash into the turret.
oh, RRQ gonna chase?
Will they?
I don't think they can.
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait. They have an advantage anyways down bottom. That wave is gonna try to chunk down a piece of the HP in the structure. That's gonna get taken down as well before they can respond to it. So a net win for RRQ at least. The gold swings back at them, even though it's quite irrelevant now. Just a tad bit of gold. But man, I still can't get over that Super Toy outplay. We thought it was gonna be a mistake. He dashed in with a Phantom Step towards the right, had the Win Nature active, got 2 kills.
I think initially it was a mistake by all means, but he kind of went for broke, and fortunately the farm allowed him, because you know the carry does a surprising amount of burst damage. That's something that DEWA just failed to account for, it seems like, but they won't make the same mistake again. With a full stack Sky Piercer on Octa as well, it's kind of sketchy, man. RRQ don't really have an advantage to speak of. It's just the proactiveness that's giving them the lead right now. The fact that they can actually pick and choose which fight they want to go for. If DEWA can find and engage, I think RRQ are immediately going to be in a confused state.
But they do have the tools to dive this juice in, right? Even though it has to Purify and the Crimson Beacon. Super safe late game for Octa. Minding you that he has a great ton of Sky Piercers.
Oh!
Ken with the engage. Edok trying to create a parameter there. That's going to be 2-man stun. Now, Super Ken engage. That's a kick on towards Dolan. The right target, but not enough damage. Where's up? Has the immortality. Super Ken is trying to zone out members. Ken, though, will be isolated and will be taken down. RRQ. Great response.
That was all Super Dan, dude. Kin got the engage like we expected. They want to try and put RRQ on the back foot. But then Super Dan came in with a flicker dark wave and stopped the entire team, allowing for Kin to get bursted down by RRQ. Now he won't be up for the next Lord. RRQ should have this, and they can take it and force the hand of DEWA. They have a carry to shred it down.
Yep. They have to shut this down.
Yep.
Dolan might look for a steal, but Mueza's gonna be close by peeling for him. The waves are gonna push up top for RRQ, so that's gonna be a small win, a small distraction to decoy them, to get and usher the Lord. And I don't think DEWA will have the time to shut this down, but we have to be careful. Super Ken!
Yeah, that's a conceal looking for the flank. Lord is very low. Kin, though, is already back here in the vicinity.
The Lord!
Okay, Lord!
The Lord!
Yeah, Dolan finds it! Now the fight collapsed. That's gonna be Super Ken here trying to hold on. Kill! Blazing duet by maybe defensively, but that's the Lord here spawning an RRQ. They are up by 2 members, so this Lord will be irrelevant.
But again, the waves will be pushing for DEWA. By all means, it's a great quote-unquote recovery from RRQ, but DEWA certainly had the cleaner game plan there. They got the Raging Sandstorm onto Super Ken. Dolan comes in for the steal. they just can't win the fights here. The late game power of the Yves and the carry is definitely showing through. And with 2 members down, RRQ are trying to find some more here. Potentially a base turret if possible.
Can they though? Can they siege? I mean, Dolan and Kin are gone. Even a nature rebound by Super Toy. Oh, that damage is insane, and he's just gonna munch the turret down. That was super quick. So siege-wise, I think RRQ are pretty strong, Arashi.
Definitely. Still an 80 stack Sky Piercer for
my god.
That will still be a continuous risk. Unfortunately for RRQ as well, the base tower taken is not on the far side, so they still have to be very careful. But you can see the respect from DEWA, man. They understand that with a Cho, Grin, and a Yves, right? You can't really misposition and overstep just a little bit. There's so many punishes available.
And we did see the combo for RRQ to kind of chase down and catch the DEWA players. The way the Dragon into a Violent Requiem would be very, very good, especially with the added CC. It could really proc instantly, and the players of DEWA needs to be wary and privy of that. For now, though, DEWA, they will just hunker down and wait for a misplay, I'd say, for RRQ, because if they want to go for the engages first, it'll be hard, but maybe has been quite non-existent in the team fights. I mean, the Blazing Duets, yes, sure, but, you know, it's not what you really expect from a Claude. The Claude needs to do more, I'd say.
There's just too much crowd control, especially from Super Dan. The shoulder bash, the dark waves.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get in these fights, but RRQ just not allowing it. And on top of that, Yehezkiel went for the Lightning Truncheon with a Divine Glaive. So, yes, he can shred, kind of, but it's not a Wishing Lantern build. He is going to make sure that Octa and Maybe can't overstep, because he can burst them from a distance.
Yeah, the squishies will be the main point of contention for RRQ. But the peel is pretty crazy. The Lord has spawned again. Maybe he's going to push that wave up top. Down bottom, RRQ again have that prio. As the Lord does spawn, and RRQ, they want to try to usher control again. Corral this Lord, inviting DEWA to come inside and go for a tango, but it seems like DEWA will take their time as well.
DEWA is set up for a split push, or slow push rather, on the top side there, just earlier by leaving a cannon available. Now RRQ are trying to send EDOC, it seems, to try and go for a semi-clear. DEWA can't burst that fast at all, but they are pressuring, man. They're sticking onto the Lord right here. And RRQ, you see the hesitation.
Yep. Not even clearing that wave. Just gonna let it go, let it slip. He's gonna re-push again, bounce back to the top side. DEWA has a second wave up top, so that slow push will eventually be an advantage to DEWA. And RRQ's not gonna pull the trigger as well. They're gonna wait for DEWA to be the ones to do so. EDOC, and then the shadows might look for a pick-off. There's gonna be a slow burn Lord take, as both teams just waiting for one another to pull the trigger.
They should send someone to clear, man, or they should go for a broke and go for an engage. It doesn't have to be a dive, right? A front to back is enough. Yep, that's another reset.
Yeah, the Lord again. The Supercan has it on a half HP. Again, the wave still very, very beneficial towards DEWA. Tiding with them. As Yehezkiel poking away this Yves will be very, very significant when it comes to taking those small pokes, not allowing maybe to take a step into the Lord Pit. So they will go even for more. Octa, I want to look for an angle. It seems like they're going to wait for a ticking time bomb. No one's going to really stick in the Lord Pit.
Yeah, I mean, the wave is still pushing for DEWA, right?
Yes,
That's
top.
a massive wave coming. So now with the Yves showing, yeah, DEWA United, they want to fight here, seems like. Seems like the call here is just to chill, because Yves is gone. That's another reset. Intelligent, so patient. And the wave will crash on towards the base turret top.
No, not that it's crashed though, it will bounce back. No, it might take down the turret.
That's a free turret.
Oh
That's gonna be the DEWA United starting the war! Take a look at Octa. 80 stacks on him, and one by one, RRQ member fall to the floor. Super Toy finds one. That's gonna be DEWA United still able to recollect, as without Superkin, it should be a free Lord, but take a look at DEWA. They want the structure bottom side. And it seems like RRQ, they still have time to clear.
Oh, RRQ's hesitance paying dividends for DEWA United. The Kings of Kings was so indecisive. Do they want to go up top to clear the wave? Do they want to dance the Lord? But that was a very, very bad Lord dance from RRQ. DEWA knew that they had the advantage up top, and that is why they took their time.
Textbook slow push game from DEWA. It was set up. It wasn't a coincidence. They set it up earlier before rotating, and RRQ failed to account for it. But DEWA's troubles aren't over just yet, man. See, trying to break open a base against a heave and a carry, easier said than done. The gold lane, the gold lead doesn't matter anymore. All comes into execution here, and most of the battle spells are used up in the previous fight. There's gonna be some time here before the decisive fight does come through, but DEWA need to do something spectacular if they want to get an easy, decisive win against RRQ. Decisive team fight.
Well, let's see. I mean, the high ground department of RRQ, pretty solid as well. Holy Crystal. For Octa,
Wow.
he sold his boots. He got an immortality, and now he has the Holy Crystal. So that's gonna be extra damage for the Jusin. With 80 stacks of the Sky Piercer, Arashi, it's gonna be very hard to catch this Jusin, and that Jusin will hit like a truck. The Lord will come up top. It's gonna crash into the base of RRQ Hoshi. Can they hold? Can they keep the castle walls standing still?
Well, hang on a second. DEWA aren't really ready to capitalize. They've sent Dalian to take the turret. Oh,
Yeah,
the round.
seems like RRQ now just throwing bodies. DEWA United just, again, just hovering around, dealing damage. That's gonna be Super Dan down for 60 seconds. Super Dan is gonna be next. And now, let's see RRQ with just 3 members up. Can they defend? In? Finds a stun! Down goes the marksman. And take a look at the main base. Ladies and gentlemen, after 25 minutes of game time, DEWA United will take a wipeout and game 1 as well.
No minions, but it's gonna be crashed to pieces anyways. The Crystal.